You said Ashfaqullah Khan was a freedom fighter, not a coward. The fact is, he also submitted a mercy petition. Did you know that? Ata pata hota nahi hai, chale aate hain. Now, according to you, anybody who submits a mercy petition is a coward. So say it on national television that Ashfaqullah Khan was a coward. Say it. Say it.
ಮೈಸೂರು ವಿಮಾನ ನಿಲ್ದಾಣಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಟಿಪ್ಪು ಸುಲ್ತಾನ್
Now viewers, let's open this up. Let's go straight across to Dr. Ranganathan and Kamru Chaudhary. This is going to be a straight face-off. We're going to get into the meat of this issue. Dr. Ranganathan, is there a reason to worry about the fact that Tipu Sultan is going to be put on a pedestal?
Rahul, you asked me a question beginning with is there. Let me ask a rhetorical question. Is there a Hitler Road in Tel Aviv? Is there? We are a nation that has glorified self-loathing and self-flagellation in equal measure to astronomical levels. We know more about the Mughals than about Shivaji, Rana Pratap and Prithviraj Chauhan. Why? Because history that is written by the victors is peddled by the vanquished, and Rahul, we have been vanquished. This is a country where people still go and pray at the grave of Aurangzeb, who beheaded Guru Tegh Bahadur, decapitated Sambhaji Maharaj, demolished Kashi Vishwanath and murdered 4.6 million Hindus. This is a country where Guru Arjan Dev was forced to sit on a hot plate and literally cooked alive by the Mughal Emperor Jahangir. And what do? We immortalize Jahangir in our films as the affable, feather-toying romantic Salim. This is a country where a celebrated historian Guha did not want Delhi roads to be named after Chhatrapati Shivaji, the man who birthed an empire stretching from Peshawar to Plassey, because in Guha's words, he was, quote, little known regional figure and a feudal lord who endorsed caste hierarchies, unquote. This is a country where we eulogize invaders who over centuries perpetrated the largest genocide in human history and murdered 80 million of us. A figure arrived at authoritatively by historians K.S. Lal and Will Durant. This is a country, Rahul, where celebrities take pride in naming their son Taimur, where Akhilesh Yadav takes pride in having the nickname Tipu. Our history has been written by those who hated Hindus, Hinduism and Hindustan. But our history is being written by those who hate Hindus, Hinduism and Hindustan. There are hundreds of examples, but just one would suffice. Just give me a minute. Tipu Sultan. Read his manifesto, Rahul, written in his own words. It is a terrifying proclamation calling for all Muslims to come together to wage jihad. Unquote and quote. Annihilation of the infidels is a sacred duty, he writes. The Hindus of Coorg suffered a particularly brutal onslaught. Murders, tortured, forced conversions, even dead Hindus were converted, even dead Hindus. Tipu destroyed more than 800 temples, 27 churches, captured 60,000 Christians, converted 30,000, killed thousands, 151 chronicles. Lewis Rice and R.D. Palsolkar believe the figure could be as high as 8,000 temples. Descendants of Mandya Iyengar do not celebrate Diwali till this day. Ever wondered why? Tipu butchered them on that day. Read Bartolomeo's personal accounts of Tipu Sultan butchery in Calicut. Men, women and children were paraded naked and trampled by elephants. And yet we call Tipu a symbol of communal harmony. We cheer when the statues of evil racist King Leopold is demolished in Belgium. But we celebrate Tipu Jayanti because tyrants who murder Hindus are not tyrants but heroes. Praising Tipu, Rahul, is like praising King Leopold for building roads and ports in Congo, balancing out ivory and rubber trade and a million murders. There is no difference between Tipu Sultan apologists and Holocaust deniers, and yet there exist in their millions these people. In years to come, I am sure Yaqub Memon's grave would become as popular at worshiping place as Tipu's is today. Visited and prayed by politicians and film stars. 75 years have gone, Rahul, just 20 seconds. But we still haven't got independence from brainwashing and servitude. And that is why, in years to come, Yaqub Memon will be celebrated just like Tipu is. After all, tens of thousands attended his funeral, tears flowing down their cheeks, didn't they? People will come and pray at his grave, seek his blessings. And who knows? We may even rename the Chhatrapati Shivaji Mumbai Airport as Yaqub Memon Airport.
Well, let me ask Mr. Kamru Chaudhary. In America, the left comes together to pull down statues of Confederate politicians and generals because they were slave owners. They pull them off their pedestals. Here, the left, sir, places alleged bigots on top of pedestals. And this is happening in a Congress government in Karnataka. This is bizarre, isn't it, sir?
I don't think so. Anything is bizarre. A particular MLA has suggested on the floor of the assembly to rename Mysore Airport as the Tipu Sultan Airport. Don't we have a Veer Savarkar Airport out here in India? Don't we have a Narendra Modi Stadium out here in India? The problem lies in not naming the airport as a Mysore Airport as Tipu Sultan Airport. The problem does not rise. It's more generic and more deep rooted than you would like to answer. Because if it was not deep rooted or the hate for the Muslims or anything resembling Muslims, then Aligarh's name would not have been changed. The people who have changing the Aligarh's name or trying to change Hyderabad to Bhagyanagar or Aurangabad to something else, these are all generic in their hate for a particular community in India. What Tipu Sultan meant to lots of Indians out here is the freedom struggle history that you need to revisit. It's not that Veer Savarkar has been named in the history books, but he was more of a coward than we think of Tipu Sultan, who fought the British valiantly.
Okay.
And he did not write 6 apology letters to the Britishers. That's the difference between them. Though I'm not eulizing out here Tipu Sultan out here.
Oh, really?
But then your comparison
Then why are you
Tipu
putting him
Sultan
on
as a tyrant.
Okay,
No,
so one
you are
second.
comparing Tipu
Can I
Sultan-
ask you a simple question, sir?
You don't permit me the time to explain my point,
No,
sir.
you have
Thank
explained. You have explained yourself. You have drawn a comparison between Tipu Sultan and Narendra Modi. I'll come to that, but I just want to ask you a simple question. You said this renaming business is born out of a hatred. So why was Constantinople renamed, sir? That was named after Constantine. And in Turkey today, it's no longer called Constantinople, as you know.
You know-
So can I ask you, sir, was that born out of a hatred for Christians and the followers of Constantine? Simple question.
Rahul, what
Do
prompted
Muslims
the
hate
chief,
Christians?
no, what prompted the chief minister
No,
of
no, I'm
Assam
asking
to
you, sir. You're
change
not
his-
answering
No,
my question. You're here to
I'm
answer a question.
asking you.
You drew an
I'm
analogy. I'm asking you a
answering.
simple question.
I'm-
Did
your
Muslims
style-
change the name of Constantinople because they are fundamentally, from here, as you say, intrinsically, enemies of Christians? Simple question.
I never said that.
You said
I
that, sir.
asked you-
You said
no.
that why has
When
why has the name of Aligarh been changed? You said why is the name of Hyderabad purportedly going to be changed because there are certain Hindus here who have a hatred, you said, for Muslims. So I'm asking you, just go back in time. Why was the name Constantinople changed? Why was it dropped by Muslims?
Let us talk about what's happening within
Now
the
let us
boundaries
talk
of
about
India.
You see, this is
No,
the problem,
you
viewers.
can't.
Let me just read out some facts for you, viewers. He destroyed temples after conquest in Malabar, Mangalore, and Coorg. Historians estimate destruction of 8,000 temples in South India during his reign. Portuguese missionaries wrote that he killed Hindu captives by tying them to legs of elephants. He ordered forced circumcision and conversion of captive enemy combatants. He was no inclusive figure. Boasted conquest of infidels. Excuse me, let me just finish, sir, please. Look, you can take me apart if my facts are wrong. These are absolute detailed, documented facts. He described himself as a Ghazi or holy warrior. And today, Dr. Ranganathan, he is being compared to Narendra Modi. Can you explain where this is coming from? And if this comparison holds?
This comes from, as I said, acute hatred for Hinduism and Hindus and Hindu phobia. Because I want to ask just 2 very simple questions to Mr. Kamru Chaudhary, my dear friend. Number 1, Mr. Kamru Chaudhary, I'm sure you know about Ashfaqullah Khan. I want to ask a simple question. Was he a freedom fighter or was he a coward?
Obviously, he was a freedom fighter. Why?
Okay.
Why he should be a coward? Do you remember
you
Shama
also
Prasad
know-
Mukherjee? Do you remember
you-
Shama Prasad Mukherjee, your ideologue, who worked for the partition of Bengal?
Wait. Will you not interrupt
We have
me?
got cowards on the right wing side.
My
And you
God,
will
Rahul,
not
can you
name.
please? I know
I'm
he's
not
so
debating
rapid
out
that he
here
won't
that
let me
whether
finish.
Tipu Sultan was great or not.
You please
Somebody has
wait.
proposed the name of Mysore Airport.
You must
Whether
allow me to finish.
accepted or not, that's a
Let him
different
at least
issue.
finish, Kamru Chaudhary. You're jumping down his throat. He never interrupted you when you spoke.
Okay.
He didn't
No,
even
he
open
should
his
have-
mouth.
He should be asking a question as simple as that.
But
through
let
you.
him finish
He
his
doesn't have
question.
the facts.
Let me finish. Are bhaiya, don't get rattled. You said Ashfaqullah Khan was a freedom fighter, not a coward. The fact is he also submitted a mercy petition. Did you know that? Ata pata hota nahi hai, chale aate hain. Now, according to you, anybody who submits a mercy petition is a coward. So say it on national television that Ashfaqullah Khan was a coward. Say it. Say it.
Can I reply? Can I reply?
Reply now.
This is not a session for a Q&A out here.
Oh.
Just tell me
Now
one thing.
it's not a Q&A.
All those
Now it's not a Q&A. Rahul, did you see? Did you see
Ranganathan,
how perfidious?
Anand Ranganathan
Why
ji,
don't
one
you say
simple
Ashfaqullah
fact I
Khan
want
was a
to
coward?
say.
Say it.
When
Veer Savarkar
Britishers
submitted a
were
mercy petition,
opposed
he
by
was a
the
coward.
entire
So
country,
Ashfaqullah
the
Khan
British
also was a
rule was
coward.
opposed by the entire country, then
You
the
know,
right-wing
this is
RSS
the problem with
sided
such
with the
people.
Britishers.
It is embarrassing
Now,
for a
is it so
scientist to teach
that
them
since
history?
Tipu fought the Britishers, now the right-wingers want to
Was
oppose Tipu?
Ashfaqullah Khan a
It is the
coward or
fact.
not?
Okay.
It is a fact.
Viewers.
It is a fact. You want to oppose Tipu
Viewers.
because Tipu opposed the British.
Okay,
Your friend.
Okay. Now, listen to me, viewers. Yeah, this is not a Q&A, he
Shocking.
says. This is not a
Shocking that he
Q&A.
believes Ashfaqullah Khan is a coward. It is
Okay.
shocking that Kamruji believes.
Okay, this
that
is not a
Ashfaqullah Khan is
Q&A.
coward.
This is not a
Shocking.
Q&A, but this is also not an accuse and A. This is not an accuse and A either. Okay?
Kamruji, पढ़ लीजिए थोड़ा.
So, मैं एक दो चीजें बोलना चाहता हूँ. I just want to say a couple of things, viewers. You see, one parallel was drawn about how here everyone is on a renaming spree because they hate. There is an Islamophobia. They hate Muslims. So I ask viewers a simple question tonight. Why was the name of the city, the great city Constantinople, changed? Was it because Muslims hate Christians? Just take a like for a like. I don't get an answer. I'm accused
Mathura
of...
was renamed Islamabad.
Exactly. I'm accused of basically turning this conversation in a different direction. Then I say that the left in this country argues for bringing down the statues of Confederate generals and other politicians in the American South because, viewers, Black Lives Matter, because they were slave owners. Here the left, however, wants to put Tipu on a pedestal. And who is Tipu? I've just talked to you about his record, viewers. So you will put a divisive figure on a pedestal in India. You'll pull them down abroad. I don't get an answer. I'm accused of, I don't know,